photographers, we're expected to know all the things. The best time of day to shoot, the best location to get epic photos, where to place our subjects so they look amazing. And we're also entrusted to know the most flattering lighting for normal, regular, non-models. And then we need to know how to pose them without it looking posy-posed. And as if that weren't enough, we're expected to know all the dials and buttons on our camera like the back of our hand. And this small piece of machinery in our hands can sometimes feel more complicated than a nuclear reactor. But it's simple, right? But sometimes it might just feel like we're barely scraping by. We're just hoping to get some keepers from the shoot that don't totally embarrass us. After all, if we screw up, we imagine that nobody will ever hire us again. Our reputation? Shattered. This is why many photographers shrink away from what they were truly meant to be. It all comes down to this: the lack of confidence. So how do we as photographers gain this confidence? How do we make sure that we go into a shoot feeling like a boss? Well, that's what today's video is all about. Let's make sure you go into your shoots free of that crippling doubt and instead feel charged up and ready to capture the emotion, the love, and the stories of your subjects. You ready? I'm Nicole, and this channel is all about gaining confidence in all areas of your photography, from business to shooting to editing, because all of it works together to build the mini photo empire of your dreams. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Every time the bell rings, Bella gets a bone. First off, you will always have butterflies going into your shoot. And you should. Take it from me, having shot professionally for over a decade. But those butterflies should come because you're excited, not because you're terrified you're gonna mess it all up. Also, keep in mind that having a little bit of doubt in your abilities just keeps you sharp. It keeps you focused. It keeps you asking, do I have everything that I need to make this shoot a success? That's healthy, and it really just shows that you care. And you should never get rid of that desire to give your best. But that being said, it shouldn't be a crippling fear or something that holds you back. So I have 3 surefire tips to help you go into every shoot feeling on fire, like the photographer that you were meant to be. Number 1 is to prepare, over-prepare. This may sound simple, but I find that we often don't give ourselves permission to just geek out a little bit and just really get into our shoots and have fun with them. Oftentimes, we might consider research or preparing as a luxury that we'll do once we've made it to the big time, or consider it as only necessary for higher-end shoots. But no matter how beginner you are or where you're at in your photography journey, I encourage you to give yourself that gift of being prepared. The sooner you can act like you're already big time, the better. Plan your shoots like they're that next big epic magazine photo shoot or the next Marvel film. Location scout, even if it's just via Google Earth. Figure out where the sun is going to be using apps such as Sun Finder so that you know where to stand in relation to your subjects for that best light. You can also use Google Earth to plan out a walking path and predict how long it's going to take to get to each location along your shoot without ever having even visited the location. Find out the sunrise and sunset times using an app such as Lumi, which is my favorite, and also create a small timeline of the shoot, even if it's just a short shoot. And gather reference photos that you can have as inspiration and either print them out or put them in your camera roll for easy reference on the day of the shoot. All of this takes me just a half hour or so, if that, but really allows me to feel confident on the day of the shoot. I feel like I've been there before, I feel like I have a game plan for what I want, and I can more quickly direct my clients into the best backgrounds and the best light without having to wander around the property for the best spots. If possible, especially when you're starting out, go to the location the day before your shoot at the same time of day you'll actually be shooting so that you can scout the good areas. I like to go with Jace or a friend to just use a stand-in model, and I'll take a zoom lens like the 24-70 or even just my phone. And for destination shoots, I always fly out a couple days ahead just for this purpose. This really serves a few purposes. 1, I'm confident that I'll be there on time, even with inevitable flight delays. 2, Jason and I get to hang out in a cool location for a little while longer. And 3, it gives me time to location scout and get creative. Eventually, as you get more comfortable with being able to see and predict great light, you'll be able to arrive at a location you've never been in before and immediately know exactly where to go. This is a big part of what I teach in my program called Shoot to Edit, but even now, I still like to orient myself virtually to new locations if possible. So I use Google Earth and 360 Street Views for this when I'm doing destination photography, and I can't explain how much confidence this builds for you when you're shooting in locations that you've never been in before. It allows you to feel more in the moment with your couples on the day of a shoot. I like to begin my shoot days relaxed with some yoga or meditation and play upbeat music in my car on the way to just get me in the zone and get me hyped up. But I'm able to do this because I know everything is already pre-planned and ready to go way in advance of the shoot. So give yourself permission to be pro, and pros prepare. They over-prepare. Give it a try on your next shoot. Number 2 is practice. Competence is confidence. If you were a musician, your camera would be your piano. And just like a pianist who has an upcoming recital, you should practice your instrument before that curtain raises and you're on the stage. Keep it simple. If you're super new, just practice with something inanimate where you can learn and take your time, such as a chair, a plant, a doll, really anything that you can practice your focus and exposing for. And then as you get more comfortable, practice with your kids or with a friend or a sibling. You might be thinking that it's too much to ask of your friends to do a photo shoot, but remember, in this day and age of social media, none of us can have too many photos of ourselves. So ask people you know if they're up to just go grab some shots and have some fun. Take the pressure off of yourself. You're really just after a few nice photos that they can use for their Instagram. The purpose is to play. Get used to all of the oddities of your camera. The goal is to get more comfortable with those dials and bells and whistles. And also, if possible, I suggest learning manual mode. Many beginning photographers shy away from manual mode thinking that it's going to be way too complicated. But as I teach my students, when you shoot manual, your camera actually becomes greatly simplified. In manual mode, you only need to focus on 1 or 2 things at a time. I set my aperture, my ISO, and my white balance once, and then I change my shutter speed as the lighting changes. So really, that's what you're using to control your settings. There's a ton of confidence in your shooting when you shoot in manual and you just have that one dial to focus on. And it allows you to really concentrate all of your efforts on your subjects and making them feel loved on and making them feel their best. So don't neglect the importance of practice. Photography is an art form, and like all forms of art, practice is the key to make it look and feel effortless. So far, we've hit 2 important points on having confidence on your shoots. 1, prepare, over-prepare. You'll feel like $1 million when you do this, so give yourself permission. Take the time to think it out. And 2, competence is confidence. All pros practice. If you're more established, set up styled shoots. Or if you're newer, practice with friends, dolls, cats, even a bag of flour, until you build up that competence. Number 3 is another simple one, but perhaps the most important of all. Shift your focus to your subjects. It's not about you, it's about them. This may sound like a no duh, but sometimes we get so wrapped up in our own insecurities that it's easy to forget that our clients, they're human, and they're more nervous than we are. It's our job to make them feel confident. Rather than focusing on how unsure you feel, instead focus on how you can make them feel like the gorgeous rock stars that they are. I like to begin each shoot with a question. How can I make my subject feel amazing? Not only does this bring a different energy to your shoots, but you'll be surprised at how much more confident that you feel as a result. I hope this helps you feel more confident on your next shoot. And if you're looking for the quickest way to gain confidence as a photographer, you might also like my complete A to Z course on planning, shooting, and editing feature-worthy natural light images. Doors only open a couple times a year, and they're open right now for a week only. So if you're ready to massively up-level your portfolio and move from happy accidents to intuitively knowing the best lighting, backgrounds, and compositions to confidently create images that you're so freaking proud of, go to shoottoedit.chelseanicole.com, or I'll also drop a link in the description for more details on my course. And in addition to the course, it also comes with 6 weeks of group coaching with me where you get to ask me anything, very hands-on. And I'd love to welcome you to be a part of your photography journey. And question of the day, I would love to know in the comments, what's your favorite way to make clients feel at ease during their photo shoots? Let me know below. And as always, keep preparing, keep practicing, and keep building that confidence. And I'll see you next video.